YouTube, it's Jared from Omnivore Bladeworks. Do y'all like sharp things? January, first week is over, and we've made some headway with some tidying up chores. I guess I have. But there are still some side projects going on. A friend of mine brought a bunch of loading components over, and it was running the old 550 with 9mm. And I still haven't set up the 650 for 308. My friend bought this one, and we hooked it up here, so we've got a good loading press station, and hopefully we'll get to do some shooting this spring. Anyway, we've had some issues with our latest batch of knives that I worked on a lot this fall. I ordered some 1095 and 3/16 from Clifton Steel, and we're not sure if it's actually 1095 because the heat treat didn't take as well as usual. Anyway, we did some testing with trying to cut a Chinese threaded bolt, and you can see here that it dinged the heck out of the edge. But the thing is it did the same thing. And keep in mind, this is a very fine grind, down to zero practically, on bainite, which is designed to yield and be ductile instead of just like spring steel where it's all elastic deformation until it breaks. This is designed to move a little bit before it lets go. So you can see that the point of this is you can see the point is bent a little bit on this one where we try to stab it into some steel. And then on this one we bent it over in the vise and broke it. The question is this sufficient to be sellable at around Rockwell 45 to 50 hardness on the edge, as opposed to our expectations of Rockwell, let's see, probably in 52 to 56 or even 58. You can see on this blade, hopefully you can see, that side's easier to see. You see that line concentric with the arc of the blade? That's kind of like a natural Hamon line, because 1095, when it is os-tempered, it heat treats in the thinner cross sections faster and turns to bainite and is harder than the thicker cross sections. So when this was heat treated, it was already ground to dimension. Afterwards I did the surface finishing, so you can see that differential hardening effect where you go from soft to hard on the edge. So this is a first quality 1095, and it's hard, about Rockwell 56 I would guess. And so is this old one, but because it's bainite, when you try to cut a piece of steel bolt and you've got nothing there, compared to a cold chisel, you're going to get some deformation. So we're going to do some more testing on this batch before we sell any, of course. I do have two items out with customers that are being tested that were heat treated, so I'm going to get reports back from them too. But we do have a lot of good stuff that is first quality, heat treated properly, and ready for final finishing and sale. Stack of ETA tomahawks and their respective handles over here. They need to be assembled, and I just need a little sheath work and they'll be done. Those are ETA Scouts, which means that they have the same head as the Anubis with underhooks on the beard, under the beard and under the spike, and then the spike is actually ground, so it's the minimum weight, maximum cutting effectiveness. And then we have this whole wall of goodies. So a couple of jackals, some camp hatchets, a couple of there's like two more Anubis tomahawks and multicam, and two ETA Scout tomahawks that are in nickel that will get handles, a Super Duty ATA tomahawk, a bunch of javelina tools, AEBL rescue knife, quite a few handy possums. The This is one of those with a questionable heat treat, but it's just a little guy, and so that could probably be serviceable. This is the Hungry Javelina, because it's made to be like a little mini chef's knife. And then the Karambit, which is kind of unnamed so far, but this has the same handle as our Prehensile series in terms of everything but the front guard. And I don't have a sheath made for these yet, but I got 2 in AEBL, and then a bunch of them are already made in that 3/16 material, whatever it is, and it would be probably very serviceable for what it's supposed to do, because it's not a big heavy chopper. But this is the Karambit, the Ulupong for Philippine Cobra, and this one's got a nice pretty fine ground to the cutting edge, and this will get a nice 40-degree included angle sharpened edge and be really wicked. It's got some teeth on the back for trapping maneuvers. Haven't figured out exactly how to carry it yet on the sheath system, so that'll have to just will happen when somebody orders one and we talk about how to carry it. There's still some old style Kodiaks, and there's one 5160 Kodiak. Those are 1095 and 5160. Got a couple of pretty looking titanium handy possums with sheaths, and then I got a couple of Javelina box cutters with sheaths. There's a black one and a purple one. Oh, lost a sheath there. That's okay. And then we got the concealed carry tomahawk. This is the prototype, but I can make more. It goes up under your arm, and it's a modified jackal tomahawk. I traded a couple of these to Jake Hoback for one of his Tonto folders, and it's a really cool little combat concealed hatchet. And this is just the prototype. The ones that I can make new ones too, but really neat. You can do ridge hand strikes, you can whittle with it, and it's really lightweight. And the sheath system is really badass. A friend of mine tried to help with that design when he was living with me for a brief period. This video is getting long. I have some heavy-duty Raven daggers that are available. They're ready to go, minus the mouse clip on the back. Double-edged dagger. Those are 1095. I have 2 Parvis ultralights in AEBL. One is this blue with Smoke Elite Smoke Cerakote with the orange and clear sheath, and the other one's sand, or the other one's got sand colored Taro Tough handles, and it'll have a tan sheath, or tan clear and multicam. This is the sheath for that. And of course the Hungry Possums are here, and we got also Hungry Possum in AEBL, which just needs to be assembled, logo put on it. I think I have 2 of those, one in tan and one in no, I don't. They're both black. I'm going to move out to the outside and show you some other things. Sorry if this video is getting so long, but my dad's out here messing around with trying to figure out what to do with some 5160 and some 01. It looks like he rearranged everything while I was in the armory. But anyway, we've got 5160. I can do a conspiracy sword and several ravens and baby crows. And then I'm also going to do 2 sheets, probably with some of the murder, which is this sword, in 5160. May just do one of these. I have an odd number of pieces, so we're going to do dual head cutting on one and then single on the other. So got to figure out who wants what. But anyway, this is the conspiracy bastard sword, 2-handed bastard sword. It's a scaled up version of the unkindness. which you can see up there, which is a little skewer of a sword. And I guess we're just gonna make them and then see who wants them. But if you want one, let me know so I can put you on the books. Dad's been working on a nice vanity for my cousin in her new house. Walnut and maple, all made from rough sawn stuff that we picked up from a friend of ours. And I'm doing some oak countertops at the same time. And then back here, the batch of 3V blades that's going out for heat treat, still kind of in the same configuration. And I'm going to be making the 3V katana and a few others in this first heat treat batch to go along with all that stuff. And then nothing's changed in here, but luckily we're finishing up projects. It's really been cold as heck down here in the south, in the below freezing for the last 2 weeks, and so we're trying to stay warm and still be productive. All right, see you next time. Say bye-bye, Dad. Bye-bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
All right.